how you going to make this happen, Skip? I don't think LeBron James uprooted his family from Cleveland, Ohio, to come out here to L.A. to all of a sudden say, you know what? I want to spend my final couple of years in Dallas.
As his son is about to play at
USC.
Thank you.
I don't think he's going to move further away from his family.
Yeah.
And look, I don't know Savannah, but it just seems like, but for what I do see, I think she likes L.A. I really do think she likes L.A.
My question to Savannah would be, who doesn't?
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
So I don't think people are uprooting and say, you know what, man, I'm leaving L.A. to glitz, the bright, especially someone of LeBron James's caliber, and say, you know what, I think I'm going to go to old hot, muggy Dallas.
It's not that muggy. But
yes, it is. Compared to L.A., it's hell.
I would agree with that. Take it from someone who lived in Dallas for however 15-odd years, whatever it was. No offense to Dallas, but I'll take L.A. any day or any night.
Most people would.
Yes.
Skip, I just don't see that happening. And, Skip, I don't really look at Kyrie as one of these guys that moves the needle.
No.
He's not a Giannis and goes tells management, I need you to go get this.
No.
He's not one of these big guys that can say a Nikola Jokic or Dame or one of these guys, KD, says, okay, I need you to go get this guy and bring them up under the fold. I don't look at Kyrie. Now, maybe I'm seeing things. I'm on the outside looking in. Maybe on the inside looking out, they says, okay, yeah, Kyrie, sure, we try and make that happen. But I don't see that as being the case. With all that being said, I also, the better thing is, LeBron is not leaving L.A. Everything that he's wanted, the thing that Magic Johnson sold him on was like, LeBron, everything that you need, you want to start a production company? You want to get into the movie business? You want to get into the TV business? It's right here. You want to become a billionaire in the next 5 years? It's right here. If you want to, build LeBron James, Inc., everything you need to do that is right here. Skip, I do not see this man in the last 2 years of his career, and I'm just saying 2 years because he has this year, he has a player option the following year. The last 2 years saying, you know what? Had my full of L.A. Palm trees, man, 75 degrees every single day, very little rain. The last couple of months notwithstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dallas is where I want to be. I don't see that happening, Skip. So I give this is even less than a milk chance. This is less than 2%. I'm talking about 0.000, 15 zeros and a 1.
Okay. I'll do 15 zeros and another 0. I'll go to 16 straight zeros. Okay, to all the points you just correctly and exactly made, my head is hurting this morning after reading all these stories, speculating on all these angles to this potential renewed partnership between LeBron and Kyrie. Okay, in the biggest picture, do I believe LeBron and Kyrie would like a do-over, like another time around? Yes, I do. But it's pie in the sky on both sides because it's just not going to happen. It makes no sense. First thing I would like to stress here, this is being leaked from somebody. And oftentimes I have called LeBron and company onto the carpet. Oh, you're leaking this story to take the focus off this or that or whatever. No, 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 no. This has nothing to do with LeBron and Clutch Sports leaking any of this because they want nothing to do with any of this because they are staying in L.A. And I do believe LeBron will be back next year. I can't say for sure 2 years when he has another option year, But next year, it's almost $50 million.
Like 47 million.
Yeah, 47 million. That he will play next year. You fully, wholeheartedly agree he will play next year. And then he has a player option for a little more than $50 million the following year. I believe he will opt into that and play a second year at a fairly high level. All right. So given that they have sort of a pie-in-the-sky dream of, wouldn't it be nice if we played together? The onus here is strictly on Kyrie. He and his camp are leaking this to try to re-up his value with Mark Cuban because, listen, it did not work. I don't care what anybody says, and I did first guess it. Kyrie and Luka, you can say small sample size, but they did play 16 games together, and they went 5-11. And they wound up, speaking of 11, as the 11th seed in the West, which means they missed the playoffs. So nothing good came out of it, to the point that Mark Cuban is sending signals to Kyrie's camp. I think we would like to do a little more of a team-friendly deal here for you to stay in Dallas, even though he needs Kyrie pretty desperately. he's sending a little message here and there that maybe you could help us out here because you're 31 now and this might be your only landing spot. Right. Because I'm not sure there's a hot market out there for Kyrie, including the Los Angeles Lakers, who have made it pretty clear internally to externally that they're not interested in Kyrie.
They're definitely not maxing him out. Okay. They're not maxing him out.
Okay. Would they do it for a big discount? Well, they would think about it, but help me out. What's a big discount compared to what Kyrie could get from Mark Cuban?
$274, right?
Okay, that's the max that he could get, but they're trying to do a little more.
What about a 3-year?
Okay, all right.
150.
All right, but you're up again. If you're just talking about money is the object here, Texas has no state income tax. As you know, California has a severe state income tax, which we both do not benefit from. Okay, so the point of that is that how much less would Kyrie take to come here and live in La La Land and play at the Crypt and play alongside LeBron? I've told you from the start, if I were Kyrie and I'd made all the money that he has made, I would take a big discount to come here.
It would be contingent on, let's just say for the sake of argument for this discussion, you saying take a discount to come here. Let's just say last year didn't happen in Brooklyn.
Okay.
There's no issue with Nike. There's no issue. There's no issue.
That's a whole nother issue. Yes,
there's no issue with the movie or the book or whatever. Okay, now, Skip, you're starting to make sense because Kyrie can parlay Kyrie into something out here. Maybe movies, maybe production, all those things. But considering none of those things are in play, what sense does it make for him to take a pay cut to come to L.A. when he doesn't get an opportunity to benefit of some of the things that L.A. would have to offer?
Okay, my head's aching now from all this because in the end, Mark Stein, you know of Mark, I know him very well, as plugged in as it gets.
Right.
And he wrote yesterday on his Stein line, it behooves Irving to advance the idea that he can lead a Dallas push for LeBron James, amid a belief in various corners of the league that Dallas would prefer to sign Irving to the most team-friendly deal that the sides can agree upon. Irving's value to the Mavericks theoretically increases if his ability to recruit is factored in. Well, this is a bunch of bogus hocus pocus about recruit LeBron James to come to Dallas. How? Okay, how about a sign and trade? LA wants no part of anything that Dallas could trade them, right?
No.
Okay, so, I mean, Hardaway.
No.
We can go on. I can't even begin to make.
They're not going to give you the box office. I mean, if the Lakers were to trade LeBron James, their value would decrease $200 to $500 million.
I agree.
Tim Hardaway Jr. and whomever else ain't LeBron James at the box office.
No. Okay, so hypothetically, you want to talk about pie in the sky.
Right.
The only way this could happen to me is if somehow Mark Cuban lost his mind and said, I'll trade you straight up right now, Luka, for LeBron. To what end? Why
would Mark Cuban do that?
Okay, but it's the only way this would work for Kyrie to get LeBron, but then he would get LeBron without Luka.
Yeah, but you get LeBron for 2 years, and then you give up on having Luka for 10 years.
I'm pretty sure the Lakers, not quickly. I don't think that would be a slam dunk decision, but I think the Lakers would say, yeah, okay, we'll do that. They would not like losing LeBron for the next 2 years because he is the ultimate box office.
Yes.
He is Laker land. He is Laker Nation. He is it. He is face of franchise, face of the league.
I could imagine, I mean, you're old enough to remember Elvis in his absolute prime, but Elvis in the mid-'70s was still Elvis. He was still a draw. Now, LeBron James might not be 26, 28-year-old LeBron James, but he's still a big draw. Elvis was still...
Unfortunately, Elvis didn't stay in LeBron-esque shape.
No. You got a little heavy.
He got a little heavy, and he had some other issues going on.
Right.
LeBron has none of those.
Right.
LeBron is still pretty much LeBron. Right. I mean, we know he's on the downside, but look, all things considered, he had a great year.
Right.
He had a great year, and I don't doubt that he can have a very good year next year.
I believe so, too.
And I don't doubt that the Lakers, just as is, if they can sort of keep it all together, basically, I think they can contend for the Western Conference Championship. They're going to have to get by the team that's in the finals right now, which is not getting any that much older. They're going to be around for a while. But the point is, that's the only pie in the sky way, the only like preposterous way I could see that this would ever happen is that Mark Cuban would say, I want LeBron as a draw in Dallas. Would you do this? Well, then I think, well, LeBron doesn't have a no trade because I don't think anybody does. But again.
Well, I mean, some of the guys do. Like a Giannis has a no trade. Some of those guys skip. But I think because you need to have like a certain number of years with the team before you can get a no trade.
Would LeBron balk at this idea? Sure, he would.
Yeah.
Even though, just for the record, does LeBron like or even love Jason Kidd because he was an assistant on the championship team?
Right.
Jared Dudley, guy I know very well.
Right.
Was he on LeBron's championship team in the bubble? Yes, he was. And is he now an assistant under Jason Kidd? Yes, he is. So LeBron would be comfortable with that coaching staff. And yet, LeBron and Kyrie only? What would you have?
L.A. Dallas. L.A. Dallas. I mean.
All right. Listen, I like LeBron's chances with Anthony Davis way better than I would like LeBron and Kyrie and all those guys we just talked about in Dallas. This team is way better.
Right.
So what does LeBron benefit from that? And I'm doing like an absurd idea of Luka straight up for LeBron.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. So what is going on here? This is all about a Kyrie Irving who is Shannon. He's fairly desperate. Let's look. Think about what just happened. Okay, so he goes to Dallas. So let's see.
Wasn't it like the 4th or the 5th seed when he arrived?
Yeah, they were the 4th seed.
Okay.
Okay, but think about his recent history since he left LeBron. What happened? He went to Boston, and was that not pretty much a disaster?
It was a disaster.
Okay. Then he goes to Brooklyn. Didn't it turn into pretty much of a disaster? Okay. Then he goes to Luka, and I know it's a small sample size, but I'm going to stamp it with disaster.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
What's his recent track record? He's even made public statements about how basketball is no longer my priority in life. Well, I'm cool with that, but if I employed him, I wouldn't be.
Right.
I mean, I keep saying to Kyrie, if you want to just go pursue other things in life that are far more important than just a little game of basketball, that's great by me. But if you're going to take max or want max money to play basketball, I think it has to be your primary focus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm looking at what happened last year. They brought in Kyrie, and I don't know whose idea it was, if it was Cubans or Jason Kidd's, because I think... Or Luka. But no, it wasn't Luka. I'm talking about what happened in the fourth quarter.
Oh, the fourth quarter, okay.
They made Kyrie the closer.
Right.
Like, by far. They just said, you close the games, and Luka appeared to me not to love it.
Right.
Even though he never said anything publicly about it. Look what happened. They played, so that's 16 games. So 16 times they finished games, fourth quarter, a couple of overtimes. But let's do fourth quarter and overtime. Would you believe in those games together, Kyrie attempted in the fourth quarter overtime 103 shots to Luka's 50 shots. He more than doubled his shot attempts down the stretch of these games.
Right. But a lot of that, Skip, you know, Luka always started the fourth quarter on the bench, so he wouldn't come into like the 9-minute mark, maybe the 8.5. So Kyrie's already probably three shots ahead of him by the time he actually get into the game. And if Kyrie has it going, Luka's not going to interrupt that flow. So now at the end of the game, you look up and Kyrie got 13 shots and Luka got 5.
Okay, but I still don't love the direction of that. It didn't feel right to me, and I don't think Luka loved the direction of that because they went 5 and 11 together and missed the playoffs.
Well, to convince me of this happening, somebody's going to have to show me where LeBron can accomplish more in Dallas than he could stay and put in L.A.
Okay. All right. Now, let's look at Kyrie's postseason production since he left LeBron, post-LeBron. Okay, so he's only played in 3 postseasons. It's 22 total games. He has gone 11 and 11. But if you look at what happened that first year in Boston, remember they went to the conference finals against LeBron.
He got hurt.
He was out. Okay, so he misses 2018. Then 2019, they did sweep the Pacers. This is Boston to start off with. Okay, fine. But then they lost to the Bucks in 5 games.
Right.
So not much to write home about there.
That was his tenure. That was it.
That was it. So 2020, he missed.
Right.
He was out. So he didn't play in the playoffs. 2021, they did beat Boston in 5 games. This is with Brooklyn and Kevin Durant.
Right.
Obviously. So they did that, but then He missed the final 3 games of that classic
Milwaukee.
Bucks series, right? That goes 7 games overtime at Brooklyn.
Right.
Well, Kyrie wasn't around for the rest of that, so they lost, right? Durant had a great game 5, a great game 7 until the fourth quarter. Did not have a good fourth quarter, hit the wall. All right, then 2022, that next year at Brooklyn, they got swept by the Boston Celtics,
Yes.
and then they just missed the playoffs in Dallas. Look what I just gave you. I gave you 6 potential postseasons, and in it, he's 2 and 3 in the series that he has played,
Right.
and never got to a conference finals. What does that say for Kyrie's career, his legacy, or his recent legacy? It's not very good.
Right. Skip, look, and this is not a knock on Kyrie, but he's better as a second option than as a lead dog.
Okay.
And that's not a knock. And there are some people that are just like that.
Yep.
But he's not the guy that you're like, okay, he's our team leader. He's our guy. We're going to build around him. That's not what he is.
Okay. And Kyrie has always demonstrated when he went to Boston and then Brooklyn that he's just not a leader of a team. He's a leader of himself.
Right.
And he's going to go his sort of different and separate way. And he's had quotes even lately on one of the podcasts about how, I couldn't figure out how to open up to people, so I just stayed inside myself.
Right.
And remember that last year with LeBron, they said he was just completely removed and distant from the basketball.
Well, sometimes, Skip, you confuse or conflate what an actual leader is. Sometimes people think, well, I've been here for X amount of years, therefore I'm the leader.
Yeah.
Since I've been in the NBA, Skip, for 8 years, I should be the leader on this team. I'm the elder statesman. I'm one of the best players on the team. Therefore, I should be a leader. That's really not how leadership works. Now, if you're in a normal workplace, people might make you a leader. You've been on the job 15 years. You've been on the job 20 years. They'll make you the leader. But in sports setting, it doesn't work like that.
Okay. So my final takeaway from this is that Kyrie at 31 is looking sideways like, I'm losing value on the open market. So he is a complete free agent.
Right.
But he's sniffing that there's not going to be big plays for Kyrie Irving at this point in his career.
Skip, I think he'll still get big dollars. I just don't know if he's going to get max money. Now, the only team that can give him that extra year are the Mavericks, because that's 5. Someone else can only offer 4. But even if they offer 4, can he get max money in that 4-year deal? Or because it seemed like the Lakers were only willing to go 2 to 3 years. They were like, nah, we ain't really trying to go 5 because let's try kind of tie towards LeBron.
Yeah.
We know LeBron, we got this year, possibly next. That's 2. If we do a 3-year deal, maybe we only have Kyrie have to do Kyrie for only a year after LeBron's gone if he doesn't come back. I think that's the biggest thing what teams are skeptical of, Skip, tying themselves to Kyrie for 5 years.
Okay. So it appears to me that Kyrie and company, his camp, they're all trying to re-up his stature, his aura, by association with LeBron. So if you leak stories about, Kyrie wants to...
He asked LeBron would he want to come to Dallas.
Okay, then by association, you re-up your fame, right?
Yeah.
You polish it, and it's really not there, because I'm sure somewhere right now, somewhere around here, we're not that far from where LeBron lives, he's throwing up his hands saying, what is all this about?
Man, LeBron just got up, walked, opened the double doors out of his bedroom and walked outside and looked.
Took a big, that eucalyptus smell?
Man.
It smells good in the morning.
Dallas is already 317 degrees outside. He said, no, thank you.
No, thank you. Well, so in the end, I hope this works out for Kyrie in Dallas, but the Lakers are not interested, and I don't think they'd be even interested in some discount from Kyrie. I think they want no part of Kyrie at this stage of his career.
I think they feel very comfortable with the team that they have. Maybe add a few more pieces here or there, and they can get an entire camp with Rui in camp, and Austin Reeves is definitely going to be in the starting lineup with LeBron and AD and maybe another piece around him. Does Rui go into the starting lineup? Is he still
maybe?
I think, Skip, if you pay the man, like, he's going to be looking somewhere $15, $20 million. He's probably going into the starting role.
Okay, well, he's earned that. And he should start. And I think they found by the last couple of games of the year, he's a starter.
And he's only going to get better. He'll have more and more confidence. Hopefully Phil stays, because there's a possibility he might leave and go Phoenix.
Yeah.
But hopefully Phil stays because he's done an unbelievable job with Rui getting some loft on that shot and Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
He's been something of a godsend for Austin Reeves.
Well, I never thought it would come to this for Kyrie, but in the end, I don't think really LeBron's that interested in playing with him again.
Definitely not in Dallas.
Not in Dallas.
It is smokescreen season, gentlemen. That is undeniable. And let me add this. If you add up the salaries, just hypothetically, of LeBron, Kyrie at that max deal, and Luka, that is next year's salary cap.
Yeah.
So I don't know how Dallas would even make it work financially. All right, Skip, you are riding with the Heat, but are odds makers disrespecting them? Plus, the latest NFL news and a whole lot more. That's coming up next on Undisputed. And don't forget, you can catch us every day on the Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.